Hey, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Liz, business coach for women of color. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about business plans and how important they are. We'll also talk about some common misconceptions around effective business plans so that you don't step into any pitfalls when you go to create yours. Now, something to understand about business plans is that they are important because if you don't have a plan, then you're going to disempower yourself as you start to build your business. What ends up happening most of the time is that we have these big dreams and these big goals, and we see all the possibilities for starting our businesses and what they can achieve and do for impact and all sorts of things, but we don't actually know what we're doing. Because we're brand new. Like, you're not supposed to know what you're doing. You're going to be a beginner, right? So the point is you need a plan, something to at least latch onto so that you don't get into the habit of just posting aimlessly. That's what I did back in 2020, back in 2021, literally just posting aimlessly, trying to be consistent, whatever consistency even meant. Is like, I knew what I thought consistency meant, but I didn't know what that actually meant for trying to grow a business. Just trying every month to hit these like 10K months or whatever other ridiculous goals that all of the business gurus try to force on you in the beginning. Just aiming for that, failing hard, getting lost in gaslighty mindset work. It was a mess. I learned a lot, but it was a whole mess. So the way that you can avoid that and how I got out of that is by creating a business plan. And a business plan doesn't have to be something that we overthink. It doesn't have to be something that's overwhelming. It doesn't even have to be more than one page, to be perfectly honest. But it's literally just the action steps you plan to take to try to hit your goals. That's it. That's it. And when I created my first business plan, I did it for 6 months out. I decided that once I was going to start ignoring all the nonsense that's out there online and really focus on trying to build my business in a way that made sense to me, I decided that I was going to give myself at least 6 months to try and hit goals, because it actually takes a while to build businesses out here. And most of the time, actually all of the time that people are out there promising you 6 figures in 6 months or saying they hit 6 figures in 6 months, they're lying. And they know they're lying. And it's leading us all astray. And it's doing us all an incredible disservice. So business plans, 6 month out, that is when I really took my power back in my business and was able to really carefully craft how I wanted to hit my income goals and do it in a way that was aligned with my values, with my energy levels, and where I was in my business journey. And that's what you'll need too. Otherwise, you're going to be disempowered. You're going to feel like you're always failing, not really sure which direction you're going in, and you'll be really susceptible to the types of folks out there that do like to take advantage of people who don't know and don't see the truth about how long and how difficult it can be to actually build your business. Not impossible, but definitely not as easy as some of these folks will claim in order to get thousands and thousands of dollars from you. So start with a business plan. And it does not have to be perfect. It just has to be something in writing so that you have a guiding light and know what it is that you're trying to do, why you're trying to do it that way, and what's the outcome you're hoping to get from it. Super simple. Now, some of the common misconceptions about business plans, and I know I believe these as well, is that they have to be just well-polished, thorough documents, speaking in all this, business language jargon. No, that's actually a sign of a very ineffective business plan, because we are human beings, building businesses. That means that it will be actions that we understand at a day-to-day level that we will do that will then lead to the results that we want. Not trying to sift through weird business language that we're not even quite sure what it means when it comes to our day-to-day operations. When I went to school, I got a master's in business and basically an MBA. It was a master's in international management, but it was actually a fake program. I digress. And during that time, I created tons of business plans. We did that as projects. We studied businesses. We analyzed them. We did it in school, in a master's program. Right? But through all of it, even though I got A's on all of these assignments, right? It didn't leave me with the understanding of how to actually create my own business, because all I had was theory. I was just playing around in theory, and I was playing around in theory based off of large businesses that were already established, creating things like executive summaries. What the heck are you going to do with an executive summary when you're trying to start a service-based business online by yourself as a solopreneur? Like, just useless sections that just aren't actually necessary or needed. Someone just thought they looked cool and looked fancy, and so they decided to put it in a course. But in actuality, when we're talking about how we at the day-to-day ground floor level are building our businesses, we don't need shit like that. It's not actually helpful. So we have all this theory, and it's super unhelpful. So even though we can conceptualize this idea of, how you create a business, you analyze your target markets, and you conduct your SWOT analysis, and, you do your market research and your, industry analysis, and whoa. Yeah, it sounds real good and cute and smart. But what does it mean? What does it mean at the day-to-day level? Like, if I were to tell you that you needed to go conduct a SWOT analysis, how would you then connect that to the actions you need to take in your business to hit your income goals? There's a disconnect there. So most business plans, because they are so heavily based in the theory of building a business and not actually the ground floor level of building a business as a solopreneur without a shit ton of funding, there's a disconnect, and it's not going to be helpful. So most business plans, too vague to actually be helpful. And maybe there might be some goals in there. Like, there could be some goals inside of, a business plan maybe that you've had in the past, or something that you might be vaguely working off of right now. But the problem with most of the goals that we set is that our goals are also too vague. We, have this goal of, I want to hit 10K month next month. Like, okay, how? What actions are you going to take to do that? How often are you going to do that? What's your hope for result is a 10K month. Okay, great. But if you don't hit that, then what? And that's the issue. It's like you aren't thorough enough with what it is that you want to do and why you want to do it, that when something inevitably goes wrong, you don't have enough information to pull from to then start pivoting in a direction that makes more sense based off of what actually happened, right? Or your goals are all strictly just results driven versus process driven. So it's like your goal for the month is just to hit a 10K month. That's it, nothing else. It's like, okay, well, how about we start off with a goal of just posting more than once a week? Or meeting one new person once a week, like, things like that to help inform trying to hit that large goal. So just, it goes back to most business plans are far too vague, and even the goals inside of them are also far too vague to be actionable or helpful. Another issue with most business plans is that they are also far too advanced. And they're not a good fit for someone who is a solopreneur just starting out, no team, no funding, no nothing, right? So again, it goes back to how business plans and creating a business is just so theorized. It's not connected to the day-to-day reality of what it looks like, especially for people with their unique circumstances and their unique value systems, their unique energy levels. They're based off of these large corporations that have a ton of money, or they're based off of these startups who get a ton of venture capital. They're not based off of the situation that most of us are dealing with. So they already aren't actionable and seem overwhelming because you might not even know what it even means. Like, Like if it's asking you, for instance, to conduct industry analysis. If you're in a space like the online space that's extremely new, extremely under-researched to begin with, and maybe you're doing a service that has never been performed before because you're trying to create impact by addressing an issue that, surprise, surprise, most established businesses don't care about because we live in this white supremacist, capitalist, patriarchal world, right? It's going to be unhelpful. You will often be the first. And if you are often the first, there's not going to be any industry data that can help you to create, helpful benchmarks. You're literally leading the way. So these additional steps that check off the boxes of a fancy good business plan, again, are not actionable because they don't meet you where you are. They're not connected to what you're trying to do. So business plans are super important, but in order for them to truly be effective, they should be the opposite of fancy. They have to be super specific so that you can look at it and know exactly what you need to be doing on a day-to-day basis in order to get closer to your goals. And they also need to be something that connects back to how you want to run your business, connects back to your value systems, your energy levels, all of that. Like, you need to be deeply connected with this business plan. There's nothing helpful about a fancy business plan that just collects dust on your computer. No. And it will be a living document, which means that it will be changing. It needs to change, especially as you learn more. You will tweak and pivot the things that are on there because as you fail and gain insights from those failures, you'll be able to move in a different direction to get you closer to your goals. But if you don't have a business plan, if you don't have anything in writing about what it is that you're trying to do and what you want to do and why, then you're going to just be posting aimlessly, searching for answers, and then feeling overwhelmed and frustrated by the process because you realize quickly enough that most people who claim to have the answers are not really telling the full truth. So you have to create your own unique path. And that's the better way because then it empowers you to be able to solve your business problems. And you don't have to always be looking to someone to tell you what to do because you know that you have the power to solve problems because you've also gathered all of this information and all this experience that will help to shape your perspective and the actions you want to take. And then because you've created it, you're even more excited to do it because it's in tune with you. It's completely in alignment with what you want to do. So that's my spiel. Business plans are hugely important. I still have one. I started one back in 2021. I still use it to this day, tweaking as I continue to learn and continue to grow. The business plan is where you will house your strategies that you want to do. It really is your blueprint. It's your roadmap that you're building to hit your thriving goals. All right. So I am opening up spots for one-on-one strategy sessions to help you create your own business plan. I'm super excited to be offering this. So they are $500, 2-hour-long virtual sessions. And in these sessions, we will work together to craft your business plan, hitting all of the elements that I feel are helpful to be able to make sure that you're approaching your plan in a very sustainable way and in a way that matches you and your unique business. So unlike other business plan templates or like cookie cutter services offered by consultants, because I thoroughly believe in the importance of crafting something that is client-centered as a client-centered coach, you will heavily be involved in this process. So you're not going to walk away with a business plan that collects dust on your computer. You will walk away with a business plan that is 100% actionable because it is uniquely designed for you. So you will actually be excited to do it and to see the results of it. And even if the results of it aren't 100% exactly what you wanted, what you learn from those results will excite you again to make the pivots, continue to learn, and continue to collect evidence along the way as you build your goals. One step at a time. All right. So if you want to book your spot, use the link below in the description box. Make sure you hop on it ASAP. Spots are limited because they are 2-hour-long sessions. So grab your spot. Let me know if you have any questions. You can drop them below in the comments. Any questions about business plans, I'm happy to answer them. Also, follow me on Instagram. If you're not already, go over there and say hi. I'd love to hear from you to see how you like this video. All right, take care.